Hello there, stamping friends. It's Jackie Ballhay from Clomp Stampers. Today, we're going to play with the stamp set called Layers of Beauty and the masks. And I'm going to show you how easy it is to color this image using the masks and a blending brush. Super easy, and the results are amazing. We're going to make a card, and then I have 5 others to share with you, different versions using the stamp set with these masks. Now, last week, I shared the stamp set with you, and I showed you some SIP cards. We use just the stamps, the ink, and the paper for some super quick and easy cards. If you missed that one, make sure you check out the blog post for this card because I'll have that video there as well so you can see how you can go from super easy stamping with this stamp set and to up, and kind of step it up and use the mask and make some gorgeous cards. So let's flip the camera down and let's get to work. So here's the stamp set we're going to use. It's called Layers of Beauty, and you can get the coordinating stencils or masks. Now there's 5 different ones, and you'll see, I don't know if it shows in the camera, but these are numbered 1, 2, 3. Those are for your flowers, and then 4 and 5 for the greenery. So you want to start with the 1, 2, 3, starting with number 1. Now, I know there's lots of different ways people do this, and you have to kind of figure out what really works for you. So I'm going to show you what I kind of figured out works best for me for the best results. So we're going to start with a piece of basic white cardstock, and I'm just taping down the very edges, corners, because I don't want this to move on me. So we'll get, we got a glue dot on there. I wonder where that came from. So we're going to stick that down, and we're using our grid paper here as our base. Now, the next thing, and this is, it's 5.5 by 4 1/4, but we're going to cut it down after we've done all the stamping and stuff. That's why I'm not afraid to put tape on the very edges, even if it kind of picks up the paper a little bit. Now, make sure you have the numbers showing, and we're going to go ahead and we're going to put this on here. I just want to make sure that all the little cut it out areas are going to be on my cardstock. And so what I'm doing is deciding the placement, and then we are going to use tape once again. And we're going to put a piece of tape there, and we'll put a piece of tape on the bottom. This time we're just putting that stencil down onto my grid paper. Now here's the key, and I'm sure other people have come up with other ways, but you'll notice each stencil has a notch, and they'll line up if you match those notches. So what I do is I take a pen here, and I'm going to just trace around that corner, and it shows where the notch is, because it doesn't necessarily go with the grid lines. I wanted it to go where it looks best on my cardstock. So we're all set with mask number 1. For this, we're going to use Peach Pie. Now, you can also use 3 different colors with the 3 different masks. I like to just use 1 and keep building the color, and it's going to get a little bit darker each time as we go. So we're going to ink up our blending brush, and here's the key. You want to always make sure you start off of where it's going to hit your cardstock. So I'm going to start on the plastic here, and then just gently and lightly roll on into my open areas. Now, a little bit of ink goes a super long way, especially with this first one, because we don't need it very dark. We just want to get some color down there, make sure we get through all those openings, and there's number 1. Easy peasy, right? Now we're going to go ahead and pick this up, and we'll just peel off that tape, take off number 1, and then, see, it doesn't look like much, does it? Set that aside, and then we'll take number 2. And this is where that notch is important, because I'm going to line this up on my paper on following that notch, and then tape this one down, just like so. So that one's all lined up. Same color, Peach Pie once again, start off, and then go right onto those images. Now we're getting a little bit darker here because we do have that peach color under there already. Each one will so kind of give you the different shades and layers of our flowers. So there's that one. We'll peel this one off. Okay, again, still doesn't look like much. Oops, let's keep our pieces of tape. We can just keep reusing these. And then number 3 coming up, line up those notches. And it's really fun as you're doing this because you don't really see what this is going to look like until you're all done. And it's like, how is that going to even amount to anything to look pretty? So we're going to color those in. Got a couple up here. Color's just getting darker and darker. Now that's the last color for the flowers. So we'll peel that off. Peel that off. Look at that. Kind of looks like flowers, right? Now we're going to switch gears and we're going to take Granny Apple Green. And I have another blending brush here with my Granny Apple Green. And we want number 4. So let's line that one up. Now while I'm doing this, I want to tell you a little bit about these blending brushes. I don't really wash mine. Now, some people do. When you're done with them, you can certainly run them under water and get all the color out of them. And then you could always use it in completely different colors. I tend to just have this one as my green brush. So I've used different greens with it. When I'm all done with it, I'll just, try to get as much of that green ink out of it as I can. And then it seems to be fine next time using another green. So you can do that, or you can wash them in water, whatever works for you. So Granny Apple Green, you know the process by now. Start off, come on. We don't need to get this first one too dark. And usually like one getting my my brush full of ink, I don't even have to go back to the pad. You can always pick up some more off that plastic as well where you started it. So there's our first green. Granny Apple Green. We'll peel that off. Whew, now it's starting to look like something. And then our final green. And then when you're done with these stencils, you can just take them and run them right under water, or use a wet baby wipe, or your Stampin' Mist cleaner, spray them and wipe them with paper towel, whatever. They're just plastic. And we'll do that. Okay, let's put some more green on here. So this is number 5. So this will be the last one. And then you'll see what this image looks like, and then we'll continue on to making a card. So these are super fun. I don't know. When I first got these stencils, I wasn't sure that I would enjoy doing this, but I love doing it. It's so fun watching the flowers progress as you go. So there we go. Look at how pretty those flowers are. I love them. I hope you like them as well. Let's go ahead and peel that up. Now, the next step we're going to do, let's see if we get that tape off there, is we're going to stamp the big floral image on top of it. So let's grab that. Now, I have seen people where they stamp it first and then they stencil. I like to do all my stenciling first and then come back with the stamp. I feel like it makes this black, the outline and all the pretty artwork, just really pop more so, because we're not putting that colored ink on top of it. And because it's clear, photopolymer, you can see and get it lined up really pretty easily. Now, I can't see so good. Usually I am standing right directly over it. So we'll see. I don't want to get my head in the video. If I do, excuse me if you're seeing my hair a little bit. And then we're going to call that good. Give it some really good pressure. Okay, and then we're going to pick it up. Ooh, look at that. I had it lined up pretty good. Isn't that beautiful? I think it's just stunning. Now, that's the basics for the stamping and the blending. Now, once we've done this, we can do all kinds of things to finish this card. And I'm going to make this one really quite simple. And then I've got, I think, 5 other ones that I want to share with you. So first, before we trim this down, let's go ahead. We're going to just use a greeting. What's grateful for you, and I'm going to stamp it in my little bit of white space right there. Now, this set also has coordinating dies, and you'll see in the other cards I share with you, I can die cut this as well. But for this one, we're going to just make this a card with just a simple layer on here. So we're going to trim it down to 3 3/4, I think was the size I wanted to do. And then 3 3/4 by 5. So this is where I overthink it. It's like, where do I trim it? But this is why I wanted to start on that little bit bigger of a piece, so it would give me the option to trim it down, knowing that some of my image would come off, which is okay. I like that look. And then hopefully if we trim that right, it should fit on my basic black. And it does. Now, I do have a blog post that goes along with this video. The link to it is in the video description. And over there, I will have the complete list of all the supplies and the colors and the cutting directions for this card so that you can see exactly how I made it. So if you'd like to recreate it and create this card, you can do that as well. We're just layering it with black, one of my favorite things to do because I think it just makes your colors pop. And then we're going to take a piece of basic gray. I think I've used this on a video since it came out. This has become my absolute favorite, just neutral basic color. I've used it a lot for card bases. Crumb cake used to be my go-to, but I really feel like basic beige is absolutely my go-to. We're going to stick that on there just like that. And there we go. Quick and easy card, but such a pretty, pretty image. Now, would you like to see the other ones I made? So when I first started playing with this set, these cards are a little bit more stepped up, but I know you can make them. Really, all you need to know is how to use those masks. But with this one, I used the die, one great big die cut. And then I was able to just layer it with a couple other die cuts. We embossed that basic beige, white, and black. Super easy, but stunning. So that's pretty in pink. And then this one is Petunia Pop. So again, you can see and just adding that texture of that embossing folder. Now, I do have a written downloadable tutorial that you can purchase that will give you all the details, cutting measurements, and everything for these additional, actually all 6 cards will be on that. All the information to make this one is on the website. And then this is a tutorial that's in my tutorial store. If you would like to get that to make additional designs with this stamp set. So you can see a little bit fancier, more layers. But again, look at this beige. And then this one here, I actually took that large image and cut it in half and put it on there. And then for this one, I just cut out the one flower and popped it up. So you can see these were both the same color. And you can see the difference here with this whole image colored versus just part of it and then popped up like so. So all 6 cards are in the tutorial, but the website has all the directions you need to make this one. So the link to that will be in the description of the video, but I hope you enjoyed this. I hope you picked up some tips or two for using the stencils or the masks, I believe they're called. There is another stamp set in the catalog as well that comes with masks. That's a big floral image like this, but I love it. Lots of fun. So if you have any questions, make sure to reach out to me and then check out that blog post for all the details. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.